I'm immediately getting you guys started off with the fantasy profile here, just because we're going to be doing some video prompting today. We're going to be doing some diving into our character portal and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. Say hi to the camera. You're on TV. Yeah, exactly, Troll. But we, especially for the folks that like are fans of DG6, I think you're gonna have fun one today because we're gonna be diving into the fantasy prompting that we've been also loving for almost a year now. I think we've been messing with these profiles. So I see that after I said let's do some nighttime stuff, we got some real cute stuff from Josh C here. And so if we particularly like any of these aesthetics, like any of the kind of tone, like the space here, for example, like the third one here, because I'm always tempted by shots that don't feature characters. It just kind of lets the imagination flow for me of like what this could be, what this area has this potential to be. But if we wanted to say, hey, let's borrow this location or borrow this space, we can use it as a style reference. So right now we're just using these profiles to force us into the this high fantasy space. But if we go ahead and make a new prompt here at the bottom slash imagine, and I can basically start to explore this space by using it as a style reference. So let's first throw that in there, hyphen hyphen sref, and then we paste our link to this image that's here. We're going to include our profiles and Niji6 as well, so I'll copy that over, and then I'm going to say let's start to think about what this location is. A sword stuck on the outside of the door. I'm going to say that this is probably a tavern or a hostel of some sort. So let's say that this is the hostel of an animated fantasy film. So that means we're gonna probably go for an aspect ratio of 16:9 or 4:3 or something like that. So let's do 16:9, and we'll just send it off with that to start. Hostel. Let's just say that let's say it's a busy hostel. Give it a little bit of activity, and then we'll go from there. Um, if you do have a character that you feel like will line up well within this world, then I highly recommend just throwing that in there as a character reference. This is not using V7, this is using V6, so that means that we're going to be having access to character referencing. That's going to be a little more specific to our intent here. Omni-referencing is extremely powerful and can do a lot. But when it comes to, just here we go, we have our fantasy interior space. It does a great job at knocking that out. And all the room tone, all of the color palette is very similar to our style reference. So let's take a look at what this looks like without the style reference, just so you guys can compare these two here. Submit. I think Victor cannot. I can also not hear Rhapsody. Oh no. Oh no. Why?
I also can't hear Rhapsody.
You can't hear Rhapsody either. What the hell? Oh no. This is awful. I don't know what to do about that. Especially since it's all recording on my end and then being sent out to all the others. So that means that if I can't hear it, no one else can on Twitch or YouTube. So that's a little bit of a bummer. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Oh, that's cute. Golem. That's a cute image here. So here's it is without the style reference. And this is an important thing to kind of compare and contrast between these two here. You notice that parallel world stream. We're gonna have competing streams, yeah. But I wanted to compare these two because you notice that without the style reference, not only is everything brighter, but the sense of space is completely different. So I'm going to open both of these side by side so we can look at them. Remember that in our original image, that we chose as the style reference, you have an open space with no people in it. It's just there's a hawk on a stick and a sword there. That's about it, in a tree. So if we use the style reference, it's largely these open, empty spaces that are all about the same perspective. But if we do not use the style reference, the perspective changes wildly. Like this one's a top down, this one is even lower angle, and this one's looking up at a really nonsensical foray here. But yes, it is looking at a different angle. These are the kind of things that I think that we kind of look over when we think about style references, because like the style that's being shown here is almost more of a POV director at this point. Like, you know, we're largely like we can now prompt for top down or prompt for any of these things, but we've changed the default or the base image or the whatever we are kind of jumping off of with this by using it as a style reference. So it keeps us kind of, you know, a little more locked into a location. It's very useful if you wanted to make like a scene with multiple panels, multiple shots, multiple angles, that kind of thing. So we'll be getting into some of that here. And whatever you guys end up making, we are also going to be running as video prompts. So if there's something, did Victor check if he actually turned down the Discord volume? I mean, I can hear Kinky fine, but your volume is fine. Um, AC's volume is fine. Neither of you guys are muted. Yeah, no, I think I no individual audio levels. No, no, it's all good. It's all good. There's something. It's just Discord. It's just Discord at this point because I wouldn't have been able to hear Kinky at all. But yeah, on individual levels, you guys are fine too. So
Yeah,
we'll
and I can hear him.
yeah, that's so weird. Um, but let's see. Oh wow. Okay, Alistar are immediately going hard with these butterflies. A butterfly queen 360-degree orbital shot. She lifts up her arms as the butterflies fly around her. So you're already prepping for the video that you're going to render off of these within your base prompt, within the image prompt itself, which is great. So if this is a great example too of just submitting a prompt that we're going to go like, okay, yeah, this is great. Now let's just run it as a video. So let's do that. If we just click upscale, you'll see that we have two buttons here. Animate high motion, animate low motion. If you use slash settings, you will see that you have the ability to turn on or off remix mode. It's pretty important for video because it means that we're going to be able to edit our prompts if needed. But since it's already baked into the prompt here, we're just going to go with high motion here because there's going to be a lot of butterflies flapping around. And we definitely want to see them moving. And since it's orbiting around the character, there's going to be just a lot of morphing and changing of shapes of things. So high motion's most likely going to be what we want for that. The Muse or Aviary Nighttime, and this is using that image as a style reference. And look at that. That's awesome. I really like that first shot, actually. It's just a really nice castle space for us to dig into. So we could use Midjourney Video to start exploring this city. And then we can pull individual frames from it and say, hey, this is what this building is. This is what this building is. We could essentially play D&D doing this. So like if I say animate on high motion, and since I have remix mode on now, I can edit this prompt to say that this is let's just say that this is a drone shot approaching the castle entrance. And I'm going to submit that. And I've used drone shot because drone shot oftentimes covers a lot of ground very quickly when trying to zoom into things or zoom out of stuff. So it is interesting to see what sort of effect, like what sort of prompts for video especially will help. I'm curious what you guys vote for. Who can you hear? Cast your vote now. Is it just me or is it everybody or I'm just curious. Just go ahead and hit your vote in VC text right now. All right, and here's that orbiting 360 shot with the butterflies. This is awesome. Okay, let's see here. The end of the second one's unfortunate because it does look really good at the beginning and then it sweeps and does some weird stuff there. But I would say that the one that accomplishes the goal the most is probably the fourth one. I am tempted to re-roll this one, but I think the third one is the most cinematic. It almost feels like this is going to be conjured up to be a magical spell of some sort. So like she's like doing her little like prayer spell there, and then starts to do the dance. So let's do a extend on high motion. And then we can go a butterfly queen 360-degree orbiting shot. She lifts her arms, and like we'll just change that to the second half of this. We'll say that her dance emits purple particles all around her, and that should be enough to encourage it. I can hear the Rhapso chaos. I was here before Victor got on stage. Yes or no? Okay, let's see what the results are from I Can Hear You. They can hear me. They can hear Kinky 32%. They can hear Rhapsody and Ancient by 18%. Um, I'm not exactly sure how useful this is because I don't know if there's any exclude. Like, if you is there anybody who can't hear me? Which is funny me asking you that. But if there's anybody that can't, it's probably good to know that at this point. uh, I broke. When did I break? Oh God, we're dropping people like crazy too. I am completely mute now. Okay. Okay. So I am continuing to talk through this stream, even though it seems like the Discord app is crashing and failing for a lot of people right now. So let me go ahead and respond to text here really quick. Like, you can hear me? Okay. All right. Josh C can hear me. Hold on a second. Um, he back? I'm back. Okay. Um, I'm just gonna keep going, guys. I'm just gonna keep going, and if anything happens, then great. But please reconnect to Victor in Kinky. Okay, I will reconnect. Oh wow, people are coming back too.
I'll also reconnect. This is your chance to kick Victor.
Yeah, yeah, kick me from the stream. Get me out of here. Yeah, I'll wait for Kinky, but I still don't hear anybody else. Assuming you guys are talking. Victor, just say yes. I know what you're trying to do. You're
I've
continuously.
returned.
Yay, we have Kinky here. We're still troubleshooting this, guys. We're still troubleshooting. Um, oh my God,
Rhapsody looks like she's trying to say something.
the Rhapso chaos is upon us.
What are you trying to say, girl? What are you trying to tell us?
I mean, I don't 100% mind this chaos because it means like I'm getting just random inspiration fuel from you guys. I reconnected, but you two still live in your own world. I don't know how to explain that. Parallel universes. Well, he dead again. How?
Oh.
How am I dying? And they died. Oh God. Okay. All right. So this is how this is gonna go, Kinky, because I know you can hear me. I think
Okay.
I think we're just gonna go for it, and then hope and pray that
Yeah, forget those nerds.
yeah that
Just
we'll
kidding.
just upload the YouTube video after this is done, and it's just gonna be
And
like
look at her, she's scowling at me. She's scowling at me.
we're just gonna pretend ancient chaos and the chat has nothing to do with it. Right, right. With everything going wrong, it's so entertaining to watch you guys try to gaslight us all. uh, hold on. I am more than entertained by y'all gaslighting everyone. I can hear you
I
again,
think they
Vic.
can hear us.
Okay, we can hear you fine, Victor. Good, good. It's all right. I'm gonna dig back in here again. Okay, guys. You guys just don't hear us. That's true. I guess we are ghosts. Yes, you are. You're just you can go back to your Halloween VTuber. Just be ghoulish in the background. Um Let's see. We have a couple of video prompts already coming through here. I'm not surprised. This sort of like these sort of butterfly elements here don't really render well. It is quite common for any sort of like I would say like particle or effect to not really render correctly or how we expect because the potential of these images is so much stronger than say, hey, here's the silhouette of a person. Like I really like the second one in terms of this character's acting, but then as suddenly the birds kind of mess that up. So I usually try to composite that or do multiple renders and then composite those together. So we could get into some of that a little later, but welcome to the irregularly scheduled tech issue event. Exactly. This is an example though right here. I really like this image, but I know that all these little bats and things are going to just absolutely ruin the video render. So let's go ahead and get into this one a little bit here. I'm just going to use the Midjourney website here to edit it. So we're going to go to edit via URL, paste that URL, and then submit. All systems are operational. It's like, no, no, no. Yeah, it's exactly what it's like right now. Um, yeah, Discord's most recent release is real buggy, guys, I guess. So we're just going to barrel on through this. But I'm going to take out all the bits that I feel like will cause some confusion or chaos to the video. And as much as we love chaos here, clearly we love it today. Um, when it comes to video, I try to lower the number of variables as much as possible. Um, that could be removing floor planes, that could be removing particles, certain clouds, things like that. I try to just kind of clean things up, and we don't have to worry about using we don't have to worry about using any profiles or anything because we are just doing cleanup with this image. I'm just going to use again a void prompt, just a little empty quote, and that will get us something to play with here. Dis/cord, yeah. Um, we should go back to Skype. Imagine if Skype was the thing that blew up instead of Discord. Like we'd all be
Boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop.
exactly. So we can go through these really quick and see that it did a great job just kind of cleaning up any of the little bits of noise and things here. I'm going to say that this is going to be misunderstood as a little bat here on the wing here, and we'll get rid of this little bit here too. And then I think this is ready. Oh, we got a little bit of particle effect from the flames here. I'm going to also get rid of those because I already know that's going to cause problems. The smoke we'll leave. We'll leave the smoke. I think it can handle the smoke, but I want to get rid of these little particles here. This is my little prep for video. Seeing as there are people that are experiencing different issues and things today, this will not be a number stream. I know that. The number of people that we get in here is going to fluctuate a lot because there's going to be Discord issues. So I'm sorry. I mean, I want MSN back. I want Clippy. Give me Clippy. Where is AI Clippy? It's a good question. If you insist. This is a numbers channel at Gnarly Time. Yeah, we're all about the numbers here. But let's go ahead and now that we have this cleaned up here, we have a couple different options to go through, but I think this one's good. I'll upscale this. And then I'll bring that into our VC Create stream. Let's see here. Don't send me these things while I'm streaming. Okay, I even invited one of my closest friends that works with them because she had questions about character continuity profiles and SREFs. Oh no, that's rough. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your friend Raps. Um, well, if they pop in here, we'll definitely redo it next stream because it's this is not the day. This is not the day for Discord's performance review. It would be nice if some of the devs were here though, so they could see this. But okay, no worries, no worries. Let me get back on track here. So inside of it's going to be a one-to-one workshop then. Yeah, exactly. We have our image here now. I'm going to bring this over to VC Create using /show. So we go to copy on the website, then job ID. You can also get the job ID in Discord itself by using the mail or the letter emoji. So if you go to emojis and then you search envelope, you'll find the envelope emoji. If you reply to any Midjourney prompt that you've run with this, it'll send you the job ID as well manually. But we're going to use this just to bring the cleanup version of this image to our Discord stream here. So /show, paste the job ID, and now we have the image here. And now we can run this as an animation. I'm gonna say that this is a pretty generic high drama fantasy moment. So let's do a anime fantasy climax scene. Just to give us something to start with here. I'm not even coding any character description or anything in there. But we can get a lot of mileage out by extending these prompts significantly. I'm just really curious what we get off of some really basic stuff first. Let's see here. I like this tavern. This dark cave tavern here. Let's see what did Josh C render here. Ooh. Okay. 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 Yeah. No, that's great. I think there's a lot of potential in that actually. That's an awesome little climb there. Especially if we were able to do a cut in between this of like guards reacting to this. So like what I can do here to kind of encourage that is I can click on the top of the prompt here, which will send us to the original video result here. That's kind of cool. He's just doing parkour up the wall here too, though, on that third result. I like that too. But we can keep clicking on the top of the prompt to bring us to this original image here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to bring in another character to this scene. And we actually have guards. We call them Nards, the Gnomon guards. So let's just search Nards on the character portal. You'll find them here. And we can use them as a character reference now, as well as the image from prior as a style reference. So we're going to do that. For anyone that is not familiar with the Gnarly Studio server, you'll find links to it inside of VC Text. It is a place where you can submit original characters for us to use, and we will be able to share them and also get updated whenever other people use them as well. So it's a really fun way to collaborate in a non-linear way, and it just means that you can bring your characters to life with so many other people. We have over 2,200 something or another people on that server now. It's just so cool to see such a happening spot with that many people all prompting together. We largely focus on anime here, but it is something that we're more than happy to diversify, and we do tend to dive into stop motion and other mediums as well. But for today, we are going to focus on getting this Nard into the comic, into the fantasy space that we have made called Phantasma. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click, hit copy image address, and we are going to jump ourselves now to this image that's here, and we're going to start writing a prompt. I'm going to hit /imagine. And I am going to describe these characters as basically chasing this guy down an alleyway, right? So I'm going to say that there are, let's go with two of them, two Gnomon guards. We call them Nards, but Midjourney doesn't understand them as Nards necessarily, so we just call them guards for prompting. And there should be a little bit of a description here of these characters. We have rough. We just say they have spiked. We describe their weapons and we describe them as having pointed hats. Okay, so let's go with that. So I'm going to say two Gnomon guards with pointed metal hats. Are running down an alleyway. Okay, and now in order to make this all like continuous to this, let's first grab our profiles, bam, paste that into there. We're going to also grab Niji6 So it's within that data set. And we are also now going to take this image and right click on it, hit copy image address, and we're going to use that as a style reference. So hyphen hyphen sref and then paste. Lastly, we need to bring the nards in here themselves. So we're going to take the nards image here, right click, copy address for that as well. And then hyphen hyphen cref, because we're working with DG6. Paste that into there. And if you do a character weight of 100 on this, it's going to look extremely similar to this image here. We need a lot more dynamic elements here. We need to make sure there's 2 of them. We need to make sure that they're running, and basically they're drastically out of pose to this. So let's run with a lower character weight at first, and then slowly bump up that number as needed. So hyphen hyphen CW, and then we will write something like 35 or 40. I'll go with 35 for this. Do we want to set an aspect ratio? Yes, we do. AR 16:9. And that should be it. That we've just crafted this whole prompt here that should get us an image that works with the image above that you see here. What did you make here, Twisted Reality? It looks like you're trying to watch the gnarly stream. Do you need help with that? That's funny. Okay. So let's take a look at our first results, and then we'll take advantage of remix mode in order to kind of finish this off here. All right, we got two Gnomon nards here, searching through an alleyway, but the lighting, the room is a little too bright. It's not fitting the dark night, so we need to start crafting our prompt towards that. So let's hit the reroll button here, and we're gonna say they with bento points are running down an alleyway at midnight. Just let's try to enforce it at a nighttime first and see what we get. Oftentimes I'm like blasting through these prompts, like I'm running like 3 or 4 of them at a time with different wording. But I've learned that that's kind of hard to keep track of, like when that's happening, like what prompts I'm doing. So we're just gonna take this one step at a time here, and you can see that even at midnight, this is not midnight. we need to probably drop our. We could drop our profiles. We could drop our the style weight, but I think we could even go higher with the style weight, and it would probably get us closer, honestly, because the original image is certainly at night. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's try bumping up our style weight. So we will reroll this, and then I'm going to add a new parameter, --SW, which stands for style weight. 100 or so is the default, so let's go for 400 to start. I think we can go up to 1,000 on this one. Let's see what we get for this. And then we'll dig through all your other prompts and such. If it's still daytime, which it looks like it is. Oh, we're a little farther away. We definitely got a good one on the bottom right and the bottom left. We're getting closer. So let's re-roll this one. Okay. Oh, that was I troll for yous. Okay. At night. But yeah, we're still not getting that nighttime here. So let's go ahead and re-roll this again. And this time I'm re-rolling on I'm remixing from the original. I see. Okay. Let's go ahead and do mine then. I'm going to re-roll this, and I'm going to say now that this is wait, where's my style weight? Why is style weight not on here? Did that not do anything? That might explain why it didn't do anything, is that it didn't do anything. SW doesn't work with mood boards. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Huh. My bad, guys. So let's go ahead and change that then. We're gonna have to reinforce this with more prompting then. Normally, if we're not using mood boards, we could definitely elevate that by fixing it by removing the mood boards. But we see a severe gnome guard is sharpening with his large axe, sitting in front of a woodmill. A vast dark forest is shrouded in a mist. Far in the background, cozy lights coming from the windows of windmills. Twilight hour coloring the sky. Ooh, yeah, that's a lot closer. That's good. But I'm going to take just the last part of this. the Twilight Hour part. And then let's re-roll mine. And then I'm just gonna really like double down on what this should be here. So at the Twilight Hour, darkness colors the sky. I'll just really reinforce it as two gnomon guards in pointed metal hats are running down an alleyway. Let's do shrouded in darkness, and then submit that. Yeah, I troll for you remixing off of it as an image prompt is definitely looking like it's becoming more effective, but it's including the character into there though. Okay, the Butterfly Queen, nice from Alistar, very cool. Definitely some potential there. Um, but I can see the reason why this is working is because it's being used as an image prompt. It has this. Oh no, it isn't. The link isn't even working on the top of your thing. I troll for you. Let's go ahead and fix that really quick. Let's see what it actually does. Because right now it's using all of this code that's here without that HTTP in the front. It's not seeing it as a link. So let's submit that and see what we get. Because this could be a good opportunity for diving into image prompting really quick. Okay. So let's go ahead and, since we have the room tone now largely with the image prompt that's there, let's go ahead and try to throw the character reference for the Nards back in. So I will do character weight. I see you set it to 0 on this one, but I'm going to set it back to 35 on mine. And you can see that I troll for you to set the image weight to 0.3, which is very, very low. That's what you want because otherwise it's going to look way too much like the original or look kind of like a mashed up version of the original. So you do need to have full links at the start of a prompt in order to use it as an image prompt. We will hop over to the website to show you a bit of a better visualized version of all these parameters and stuff, but knowing how to do the code side of it is pretty handy right off the bat. So let's take a look at what we got here. So by including the character references, we got our long-nosed gnomes back, and because the character weight's set relatively low, we are getting a lot of variations of them. But I am noticing that the character weight is introducing a brightness because of the background of the character reference. So why don't we try to create a character reference that's more appropriate for the time of day? Because I think that's probably going to be a big limiter for us. So let's go ahead and do that. This one is very bright. It has a nice bright background on there. So let's get rid of it. We'll use the editor to do that. Every opportunity to use the editor, I'm going to take advantage of here. So let's go to the editor. We'll hit new. And then we're just going to hit control paste of, there you go. We just control V, paste it into there. We got it now. So let's go ahead and start using the the smart select function here, and we're going to just start selecting the character until we have the entire character shrouded in green like this. Perfect. And then I will now hit erase background. Boom. We need to now clean up the little bits that are bright here. So let's go ahead and click this and this. And, oh, it deleted the other one too. So let's go back. There we go. I'll do this one at a time. Erase selection, and then click this one. Erase selection. Maybe we can get this little sliver here too. Let's see. Yes, we can. Erase selection. Good. I'll even try to get rid of these little slivers here. Nope, that's not going to work. We'll use the paint tool for that. So we'll bring it, go to the smallest size brush we can, and we're just going to erase those little teeny triangles of white in the back there. There we go. Now we have our clean version of the gnomes. So we can say, hey, we had a really good, successful, image with this result here. So let's just use it. We're gonna hop on back to the image that we felt was like that had the alleyway, the scene. without necessarily having all the characters in it. So I think it's a little more ahead of this actually. Ba, 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 ba. Let's see. Nah, it's farther back. We still have to check out that too. Okay. Yeah, I'm scrolling around a little too much here. Let's go ahead and just grab this image here. Where are you? Yeah, I'll just grab this. I'm just not going to use the character reference since we already have. We're just trying to get a background here that matches. So I'll grab the entire prompt, just mostly for the codes here, and then I'm going to submit that as the prompt here. But I'm going to say just an alleyway, a dark alleyway. We are still using this as the style reference, but we're going to see what we get off of that using trying to put a new background for this character here. Okay. Still very bright, so we're going to say the everything you guys did to encourage the darkness there. So let's go ahead and do that with this image prompt. It's this one right here. This is what I was looking for here. The one with the bad URL. So let's go ahead and grab that, paste that back into here, fix that URL at the front, because that's going to establish an image prompt, and then we're going to get rid of the description of the gnomes. We'll say a gnomon guard. We'll see what we get off of this. Oh, it's using this as an image prompt. That's why. We got to get rid of this right here. That's definitely going to cause problems. So we'll submit that. It's definitely wonking up our character art a little bit here, unfortunately. But let's see. Any of these usable? This one's a little more, but I would need to redo the axe. It's a bit better for like nighttime, but it's still quite bright. Yeah, let's go with this one here. I'm gonna go ahead and fix the character art though. What about making the background just black? Yeah, I wish there was a fill button with the Midjourney editor. Like just say fill to black, fill whatever, that kind of thing. There's another trick you can do as well. If we click on the original image, you can hit download image on the bottom right corner. If you made any edits on your on the editor at all, then those edits will show up inside of the downloaded image that you have here. So to demonstrate the just fill it with black, like what was asked by a troll free here, I am going to open up Photoshop for this one. You can use MS Paint. You can use any other image editor you want. Blah 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 blah. But it is something that I'm oftentimes doubling up when it comes to the programs that I'm using here. So let's just start off with this image here inside of Photoshop, just to demonstrate what I was talking about. Let me get rid of this real quick. There we go. And there we go. Okay. So inside of Photoshop, you see here we have just a blank canvas right now. But if I go ahead and open up this editor here, you can see what it looks like. It's exactly like it looked like in the editor, right? What we want to do is we want to give it a black background now. So I'm just going to use the fill bucket on a layer underneath it to do that. So boop, new layer, drag that beneath it, and then fill to black. There we go. Now let's try that as the image prompt. So we can just highlight over it, copy it, and then bring ourselves back to the editor here. Oh, sorry, to VC Create, because we're going to use this as the new character reference. If you do have a new image that you're going to use, then you want to paste it into the bar down here, and then that will get you a URL for it. I see someone's already done a great job, though, which is switching to V7. I'm not surprised that I Troll For You basically knocked it out of the park by just by saying this is actually a V7 prompt now. instead of V6. So let's go ahead and upscale this one because I do feel like this image already has a lot of potential. I'm gonna save that for later. It's exactly what I was looking to do. Okay, but I'm gonna save it for later just so we can see what this does with Niji 6 by swapping out the background to be black. So we can go up earlier to our Niji 6 prompts that we had. Here we go. We have to make sure we have that URL though. So let's just copy that real quick. Right click, copy image URL. And now we're going to find our little nards running through. There we go. Okay, it's this image here. You can see the original had a bright background. So let's redo this with a dark background now. Character referencing is a lot more prone to these kind of issues, these sort of artifacts showing through. Omnireferencing is way better at going, oh yeah, no, I understand the context of your image way better than anything that would be from earlier versions of Midjourney. But yeah, I mean, it got us a little closer. It's definitely darker alleyway all the way through, but we're still getting a lot of bright skies, unfortunately. I think we would need to really reinforce the sky palette there. But I do like these a lot. I would say the second one's good. There's a silent, angry anime emote drawing. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but that's really cute, Rhapsody. I like the scotch tape over your mouth. Okay, so we have the earlier scene here. I do love this a lot. I highly recommend that you upscale a couple times on Upscale Creative whenever you do use the upscales, because Upscale Creative especially will give you a lot of variations in your results. But it is good idea to do. You definitely get some benefit from Upscale Creative to kind of re-envision the shot, at least like the line art quality especially. Ooh, retextured. That's cute. That is cute. Okay, let's use that. And this time, I'm going to come in, refresh this, and use your retextured one. And retexture is another function in the editor there. But we're going to use the retexture one. We're going to bump this up a little bit. Let's go for, instead of 35, let's go for 55 on that character weight. Make it a little closer to what you've already done, because we have some good backgrounds there. Fantasy Warlock Cat Girl, yes, please. Yes, please. That's so cute, though. I like male Golem. Very cute. Okay. Yeah, and we're still getting that just brightness. I'm gonna get rid of the style reference. I'm gonna see if that's gonna be the kind of kicker here, because I'm leaning a lot on my knowledge of style reference, and if I broke my misunderstanding of it already, so I'm gonna go ahead and just submit it. You almost missed the Niji stream. What's cooking? Oh yeah, Niji stream today. AC and I are in parallel worlds, and we cannot hear Rhapsody, and we cannot hear AC. Oh wow, it was the style reference that was causing the problems. Because look at that, we're back to we're at darkness now, using the improved character references that are more matching our intent. So that's good. That's good. But with this one here, I want to see what our upscales were. I just want to compare them. I'm going to do that on the website. So we'll go to my create here. I'm going to refresh this browser. That will get me everything that I've been working on here. So let's compare all these upscale creatives really quick. I just want to see which one gives us a bit of a better definition here. I like this first one a lot. Don't like the second. Third one's okay.
Okay, this might
Fourth
just
one,
work.
the teeth, is the upscale subtle. I already know it. So let's compare the subtle and that
Victor,
last
can
one we
you
got.
hear me?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the subtle. We'll go with that. Okay, cool. So that means
I
that
tried
we
transferring
can go
my
ahead
audio
and just
via
run the
Video
animate
Ninja.
on. Let's do low motion. I don't want the camera to move a lot here. And I want to see these two guys running through. So let's go ahead and say we're running down an alleyway at night. There you go. Yeah, I cannot hear Rhapsody at all. Like this is really bizarre. I can only hear Kinky right now. There's a lot of Discord issues today. Lots of Discord issues.
I'm sorry, did you need me?
No, no, sorry, I was talking about you, not at you. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
There are people a rare Rhapsody Chaos listener, exactly. But just look at the quality of this, guys. I just the combination of these profiles is just making some really gorgeous character art here. I'm really digging this. I feel like there's some mischief at hand with the bottom right image, especially. But let's see what we can do with trying to create a scene here of these guys chasing this ninja-like character through an alleyway inside of Phantasma. So we are rendering some videos right now. I am curious when we upscale some of the earlier ones here. Like, I do want to emphasize that it is not uncommon for us to jump to different versions of Midjourney depending on our intent. Like if we like I troll for you jumping to V7 in order to retain more control of our Niji 6 results is perfect. It's that I would describe that as the intent of omni-referencing, is to go, I don't want to just reference a character. I want to reference so much more than just the character. Let's try to figure this one out. And that's really where omni-referencing comes in and just tends to slam dunk a lot of the results here. So let's take a look at this. All right, yeah, we have them running. We probably want to describe the medium here because everything kind of feels like 3D at this moment. We can kind of cater this to look like a certain animation style by prompting for that as well. So we have some real smooth 3D like animation here. So let's I see you're trying to bring him in with the editor. I'm sure the clashing of this style here is gonna work great. It's definitely gonna give you some problems, but it'll be interesting to see. But let's go ahead now and describe this scene more from the perspective of the medium that we are shooting in. And I say shooting like this is film, but it's very tempting for me to use film terminology for everything, so I'm just going to keep doing that. Two gnomon guards with pointed metal hats are running down an alleyway at night. We'll say that this is a dark fantasy. Let's try to bring this at a bit of a lower frame rate as well. So I'm going to say that this is a dark fantasy retro anime. Everything is film if you get to a microscopic enough level. Exactly. Everything is noise. That's because film grade is noise. Okay, so everything's noise. The deeper you go, it's just noise. We could do a high motion of high as well, but I'm just gonna go with this by adding this dark fantasy retro anime actually to the front of the prompt to be like, this is what I want to be the most prominent. So. Retro anime. We'll see if we can get a little less 3D out of that. But oh, Spellcaster Golem. That's so cute. Okay. Now, from here, we basically want to start to create a storyboard around this moment. We want to say, hey, we already know that the moment where he runs off and escapes, he goes up, and they're gonna probably like turn a corner and be like, "Where is he?" and then run off, right? So we are going to need some coverage. If you don't know what film coverage is, it's basically like all the different angles you use when you're making a movie so that you give the editor as many options as possible for a scene. Most filmmakers don't actually, especially indie filmmakers, don't get complete coverage because complete coverage costs a lot of money and takes a lot of time to do. So we don't have that problem here. We can take as much time as we could want. We could take as many. We could use as much compute as we want to get us as many angles as we need. So we can kind of a la carte this. We can go, okay, I want a close up of these two characters. I want a wide establishing shot, so on and so forth. That's the kind of stuff we're going to aim for here. But in order to do that, we can essentially explore it with video. And she planned a whole segment for today. She did plan an entire kind of breakdown of various different UI things. And sadly, I don't think that's going to happen today. I'm so sorry, Raps. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, a chatty spellcaster. I love that. That's cool. Okay, all right. Now this is way better. The dark fantasy prompt, like the character action. The character action's a little wonky, but this is the important thing. The dark fantasy anime. Look at the way the characters are moving in the frame. It's far more. It feels like a lower frame rate, even though the background is moving like 3D, like it has this clean motion to it. The character art is reminding me more and more of an older style drawn animation style. So let's go for let's re-roll this. I frankly I want to see what it looks like on high motion now. So let's go for that. And I will just probably end up re-rolling the low motion though, because high motion tends to add a little too much. But we'll see what it does. Into a parallel universe where sound doesn't exist. Perfect. Good job, Lolo. Okay, so let's have our nards now. We need some close-ups of them because we definitely need to see them running. So let's run off of the prompt that I troll for you had earlier. This is cute. This is them just talking by the fire, probably like, I lost him, I couldn't find him, that kind of thing. But we have, let's see here, bounce up, bounce up, bounce up. There we go. This is the original image here. So I'm going to now come into here and say that, okay, that's the Omni reference. Good, good, good. I'm just checking your references here. That's the style reference. Good. Now I'm going to re-roll this, and I'm going to say that this is a close-up of... It's just... I really need to emphasize this, guys. When you do have a good prompt, there's nothing wrong with going in and saying remix, re-roll, just do variations, just really bounce off of that great result that you got. Because if you liked one, you're probably going to like the others too. So let's do a close-up of 2 Gnomon guards with pointed metal hats and say that they are running down an alleyway at night. Okay. Let's go ahead and say that this is a close-up of 2 angry, because if we put an expression onto the characters, we actually more likely get a closer perspective of their faces to demonstrate those emotions. So angry, sad, upset, so on and so forth. Just any sort of emotive state on a description of a character tends to put the image a bit closer to their face. So let's go ahead and submit that. All good, reps. We'll catch you next week. Sorry about this not working out this time.
Well, have a good day.
And she's also going to be going to Vienna, so she's going to be coming back a new woman, hopefully. I'm not leaving, just being on the stage. I know. I'm just saying. The sky is turning into a dark night sky. That's a type of leaving. I like this. I like the motion. I don't like his acting though. The face little twitches and stuff like that I think are a bit weird. Okay, all right. Look at that. Okay, we definitely we're getting our shots here. Show us how it is from the backstage. Yeah. What I want to do here is I want to re-roll this a couple times because I already know this is looking really good. Look at this. I mean, it's just looking really good. I think that third one's already super close to what I want to do. But we basically need to mimic some of the direction or movement that we're seeing here into the running towards or like coming at us perspective. So let's re-roll that and see what we get, because this one's really close. It's just I would have to like in-paint some faces, and I don't really feel like doing that. So let's re-roll. She just created a meme template. Yeah, she did. There you go. Perfect. All right, the second one is basically dead on to what our front shot is. Okay. And this is clearly demonstrating the power of omni-referencing. My God, this is good. All right, so I want to re-roll this a little bit, but we're going to do this with variation subtle instead. Let's do very subtle and then submit without editing. There is technically a difference between using remix mode or not using remix mode when doing variations. So if I go to settings and then turn off remix mode, it'll do it as a variation instead of a remix. So we'll just hit vary again, and you notice that it's going to change to a, well, okay, I think it's blue. If I don't click it prior, okay, yes, there it is. That's what I want to show you, is that it's a blue color. When it's blue, it doesn't have remix mode on, so the results are slightly different than it would be if remix mode was on. It's just a different math. So I'm going to turn my remix mode back on, but if you wanted to compare those two, they're up now. So remix mode back on. Okay, and this one is. Let's see here. Yeah, this one is with the remix mode off, and I do like that the fourth one here. The third one's too akin, like they're too alike from each other. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the. Let's see how these ones came out too. This is the variation strong, which is definitely gonna drive us a little farther away from our character art here. Let's go with this one here. I like the fourth one, and then let's see. This was our variation subtle as well, with remix mode on. I see how it keeps the kind of like I don't really like the character faces with remix mode turned on for this, but with remix mode off, the character faces are way better. So let's go with that one. But boom. Yeah, that's pretty decent. I kind of like that this guy has this like blemish here, but we'll definitely do some upscales and compare the results of these upscales, because I want to see how much better we can improve the guy in the back there. And then we're gonna jump back to our old prompts and check out what you guys have been up to. We got a good crowd here now. Thank you all so much for joining. I didn't get to do an intro earlier due to the technical issues, so I'm gonna do one now. My name is Victor Gnarly. I'm a former visual effects artist for various different Adult Swim shows, like Robot Chicken, Moral Oral, and whatnot. But now I am doing this stuff with you guys. I love making comics and making videos and cartoons with you all, and it's just so much fun to what's happening here? What did I do? I'm curious to see it. But I'm just gonna say also that what we focus on here is a character workshop. We try to make things with a focus on character art and trying to tell stories with our characters. So if you do have some interesting like character driven stories that you want to tell, you could use Midjourney for that, and that's what we're going to do. We also have a server dedicated to just sharing your characters, called the Gnarly Studio server. You'll find links for it inside of VC Text, and you're just more than welcome to join. There you go. Yeah, just click that Join the Server button, and you'll be able to hop right in and check out everyone else's characters and how we use them. Definitely go there. Yeah, for sure. Okay, you said just scroll up to Gomes' post. Okay, let's see here. Is it the Grumpy Cat? Because that's a very, very wonderful Grumpy Cat in VC Text. Oh, okay. Yes, it's the meme format. Yes. I love the meme format. It's great. Highly approved. This Grumpy Cat though is gorgeous. This is a gorgeous piece of art. It is. It very much is. No joke. I love this. I want to see what he looks like being grumpy and animated, so I'm gonna do both low and high on this one. And this is the part of the stream now where we've come up with a simple premise of two of these gnomon guards are chasing a ninja-like character through the street, and he runs up the wall, parkouring up the wall. That's what we've already established at this point. Now I'm gonna double back to the very beginning, and we are going to animate our favorite image results that we have. You guys are more than welcome to use VC Text to start yelling at me to tell me what you want to animate, or you could just start piling up in VC Create, so that by the time I get to the end of it, we will see what you guys do. What we can animate with this. Feel free to continue the story. Feel free to have the Nards go in a little duke out with the ninja character. Whatever you guys want to do, we'll see. But just know that when we get done with it, there's going to be a grumpy cat to look at. So, yeah, we're going to see what that grumpy cat do. by the time we dig through all of Ural's previous prompts here. So let's scroll on back now and start animating. There's a lot of stuff to go through. Okay, this is where it's about where we were at last time. We did an edit of that image. So let's take a look at what some of the stuff you guys have already done here. We have a knight on a horse runs to the frame from a distance and approaches the camera. Motion low. I love introducing characters into a scene with Midjourney Video. It's so creative at doing that, at locking all that stuff in. Keeping a unified art aesthetic all the way through. In fact, I get more continuity out of Midjourney Video for my comics than I do off of most of my other, like, even outside of Midjourney, when I use other models and stuff like that. Midjourney Video just does a really great job of keeping that continuity, so we can use individual frames from the video in order to create new image prompts, in order to create new starting frames or end frames. So many hacks that we've done in these streams here that we're going to dig into here today as well. So I love this. I'm going to go with the first result there. Let's upscale that one. All right, let's take a look. Ooh, I love this. It's got this like a nightmare feel to it. I dig it. Now, I will say that anytime that we have an aspect ratio that's like 4:3 is what I would say is the least common today, because it's an old style of frame, right? You're talking pre-HD aspect ratio with 4:3. I love 4:3. I want to bring back 4:3, actually. I think that it has the potential for like iPads, tablets, that kind of thing. It just gives you more screen real estate for what you're watching on a device. I do my comics in 3:4, solid. I mean, I run my comic prompts in 4:3 with the expectation that I'm going to run them in 4:3 video later. So you'll notice that in my comics that they'll oftentimes be in a 4:3 frame. So yeah, I'm right there with you, Jorlanek. Let's go ahead and animate this one too. The Blackened Night Wastes. Okay, so let's say that this is an animate on high motion. But I'm going to say that this is going to be a dark fantasy anime depicting the Blackened Night Wastes. Using the word depicting and then putting your medium ahead of it helps a ton with getting quality results consistently. Especially if you find yourself like constantly with too much motion or too much activity in your prompts. It might be because it's seeing it as a live action moment. It might be seeing it as a documentary, or otherwise there's a lot of randomness that in an animated film would be largely under control by because everything has to be done by hand. When you talk about trying to decipher the noise of video feed versus the noise of of an animated film, there's a lot more static elements in animated film. So by putting that medium at the front of it, it helps a ton. So let's do that. Dark fantasy anime depicting the Blackened Night Wastes. All right, let's see here. This was the wall climb that started this all up. This chase sequence here. I do like some of these. I think that the first one actually has more potential for being interesting than the one that we started off with, though. I know that you did the first one here. The third one is the one that's really interesting me, though, and I'm glad you upscaled that too. So we will save that for later. There you go. There it is. Look at that. I just like the feet. The placement of the feet mostly are in the right places. There's two at the end there that are a little wonky, but it's good. I like it. Let's go for the next upscaled image here. Yeah, this one I'm just going to do is a low motion, and I'm going to say that this is a tavern in the magical underbelly city of Phantasma. Let's do a dark fantasy anime. I'm just gonna copy this dark fantasy anime depicting, and then I'm just gonna copy this. So that we have it. We could say retro anime in order to really emphasize the sort of lower frame rates of classic anime, but I'm just gonna go with dark fantasy anime. We'll just go with that. And now that I have it copied, I'm just gonna probably paste it into most of these results. So let's see here. I love these city scenes. Now, I will say that the profile for the world builder, the K, what is it? This profile, the K33K MSW profile. That one, if you do not mix it with anything, or you don't prompt for anything fantasy, it's a good chance that it kind of looks like a video game, and that's with intent. We kind of wanted that third person perspective video game angle. Kiki, like 3 Kiki Gong. There you go. But we wanted that third person perspective because it really shows the world off in a really fun way. So, let's see if you guys upscaled anything else here. Oh, okay. So the wings turned into bats that flew off. When we ran this as what, a void or just an anime fantasy climax scene. Okay. So let's see if we can get it to just be wings then, because I do like it. I do like how they fade away, but all that work that we did to remove the birds, it just adding these 2 dragons here, it is a little like. I also don't like that the person just completely flips forward in 3 of these 4 results. So let's re-roll this and say the dark wings of the villain, the dark bat wings, the dark torn bat wings of the villain in an anime fantasy climax scene. We'll just go with that. And again, guys, if you do have an image that you guys liked, post it in VC Create, and you could use /show to bring it from another library, or you could just paste the image itself into VC Create, and I'll run it as a video for you, so you don't have to use your fast hours for that or anything. Especially if you want me to get creative and start doing a bunch of stuff with it, give me some instructions. So let's go for the rest of this here. Let's see. Ooh, I do like that first shot. That glow in the background is really cool. And that 4th one's neat. The giant fish. It's the giant fish. I do not like the boat. The boat's wonky. So let's go ahead and do a variation subtle on this one. And we'll check this one out later. The nards are coming. There you go. Good. Nonsensical prompt. I love it. This is to the underbelly. Like we could go to the underbelly of Phantasma, that tavern that's in the Catacomb City, the underground vaults, the one that you're building us towards, Senior Turkey. Let's go for that. Let's go ahead and just upscale this one and call this the entrance to it, or an entrance to it, and we'll start exploring those catacombs. Let the gods animate this image. Yeah, there you go. I know that you guys will still animate it, even with the bad boat in there, but I'm curious what happens if we do variation subtle instead. I'm going to ignore the ones with the nards that we had running towards it, because that was the whole development in itself, so we'll move on from that. These kind of shots that are more like an open background are very useful for doing, like, for layering inside the editor. So, like, what I can do here is right-click on this image, hit copy image address, okay? And then come into the editor. So let's go into create and then edit, and then edit from URL. And we're just going to paste that URL into there. And now we can take a character. So let's go ahead and take one from the character portal. We'll do someone else than the nards this time. We have a lot of fantasy characters that you can find right now inside of the character portal. So if you go to the character portal right here inside of the Gnarly Studio server, you can click that, and you'll get a list of characters, but you can also filter them based on the genre that we're working on. Since we're doing fantasy today, we're going to say fantasy, and let's go ahead and see if there's any fantasy monsters. Let's see. Did a lot of people label their characters as monsters? Okay, 2. Villains. I don't know why that's not working. Let's reroll. Let's refresh this page. Discord has been breaking a lot today, so I am not surprised if this doesn't work either. But we should be able to hit fantasy. I think it shows fantasy and monsters, not both exclusively. Oh, okay. So if I take away fantasy, we could get our monsters. Got it. You want to do Orby? Let's see what Orby's up to here. I love Orby. It's a brand new character submitted by Drolanak here. Drolanak's hanging out. I was here before the stage on... Okay, yeah, that was your poll from earlier. So let's take Orby here. We'll hit copy. Copy image address. And remember, we have an editor open with this image here. So let's hit add layer. Okay. Add from URL. And now paste that into there. This will get us that same image, but now as a layer in here that we can use the move and rescale function to move them in the space. But we also need to keep in mind that whenever we do this, the lighting will most likely not match. So we need to make a new image of this scene, this composition of these characters into this background in order to keep it cohesive. But we might get lucky and just work off of this raw image itself. But I first need to isolate the character here. So let's go ahead and go to Smart Select. And then I will select the character. Make sure we include their hat. Oh, sometimes multiple clicks are needed. There we go. And now we can hit remove background, erase background. There we go. We have Orby now hanging out in this dark red tavern here, or this dark red alleyway spooky space. But let's go ahead and hit the move function here and just kind of move around, make sure that this is pretty kosher, pretty clean. I'll go for this. That looks good to me. Now the thing is about this is that Orby has no effect on this world right now. They're just a static image on top of a background, which we could use in theory, but I think it's probably better if the character kind of fit inside the world a little bit. So why don't we do this? We'll go back to the layer underneath Orby, the background layer. We will go to paint, and what helps a ton when it comes to doing this stuff is to actually inpaint underneath the character and say, like, put some logic to it first. Where's the light coming from? Okay? The light is coming from the right. The reflection on Orby is on the left, so we're already flipped. Like, we already have the wrong direction of light on Orby here. So why don't we fix that right off the bat? Let's go ahead and take the highlight that's on Orby now, because we've already focused, we've already neutralized it we've already made an alpha channel underneath of Orby for his shadow. But we also need to consider the highlight, or the opposite of shadow. So let's go ahead and now click on Orby, and we'll now hit erase on the highlight that is around his head, like so. And let's go ahead and just add another one here, like so. Okay. And what's the description you have for Orby? Because we're going to need him after this. So, a wizard magical orb that gains sentience because of an accident. It is now traversing the world of Phantasma, confusing anyone who sees it. Perfect. I love that. So, I'm just going to do a... you may result with certain contains pair of hands. Just delete them in the editor. Okay, so no hands. That's the rule. No hands. So, we will go ahead and say that this is a sentient magical orb wearing a hat. In a dark cavern. In a dark red cavern. We still have the rest of the prompts to go through. We're still going to run plenty of video prompts for you guys. I definitely want to make sure we can get this into there. Oh, wait. I need to make one more alpha channel edit here. Because we are going to get the shadows. We are not going to get Orby cleaned up here. And you know why? Because I forgot to remove also the background behind Orby as well. So we can come up to the original edit here. Go to the bottom layer here, and we go to erase. Now, everywhere that I erased of Orby on the side of his face, we also need to erase the background, because it's just going to compress all that down, or sorry, composite that all down if we don't. So now we have this whole selection here, and we'll just rerun that prompt. It should help a lot that Orby is like we're trying to fix the highlights and the shadows at the same time. Okay, that is already way better. So let's see, which one do we like more? I think this one probably matches the world the best. I don't want to confuse the fact that it's face and the dots and highlights and stuff. So look at me, look, ma, no hands. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go with this one because we got a clean highlight rim here. Oh, wait, the shadow is way too dark on that. Let's go for one with a decent shadow. There we go. We'll just go with this one. This is good. I like it. We could go farther. Like, for example, the highlight is now wrong on just the hat. So if I wanted to, I could just keep going and fixing highlights and directions of light and all that until the image looks final. This is close enough for what we want to do, okay? So now I will go ahead and upscale this. Upscale to gallery. And now we can use Orbi inside of the space easily, either with NG6 character referencing or with Omni referencing. Omni referencing is going to take more of the background into account and include that as our our references if we so asked for that. But if not, it's usually jumping back to NG6 is a good answer too. So let's give this a go after this is finished our rendering. In fact, Kinky, are you here?
I am.
Do you want to do the announcements?
Hello. Yes, I do.
Awesome.
Hi, everybody. This is your Kinky Minute. My name's Kinky Kong, and I'm here to talk to you about a little thing we like to call prompt battles. Every weekend, we get together 2 times, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. Saturday, we get together a little later, and Sunday, we get together a little earlier. But both days, we play a game called Prompt Battles, and that game is a great way to learn how to prompt, a great way to meet new friends, a great way to become a part of the community, and think about things that you wouldn't have thought of before because you're learning how to prompt outside your box. And you know how we all hate to be prompted inside our boxes. Well, anyway, what we do is we all prompt the same general idea or prompt. We prompt each other to prompt promptly for 10 minutes. And we go and we do our own thing, and we come back after we put our spin on it, and then we bring our images back and we put it in something called a poll unit. And the poll unit makes it so that all the images are anonymous. Nobody knows who put them in. Nobody knows who voted for them. But a vote does happen. And once that vote happens, we come up with a winner. And that winner or winners get to decide what to do with the next 10 minutes. And once that 10 minutes happens, the beautiful cycle begins again. It's a really fun time, and you can win free fast hours for more than just playing. You can win for participating. You can win for playing bingo. You can win if a mod or a guide wins. So I mean, there's a few different ways. So I would recommend that you come along and hang out with us and play prompt battles because you never know what you're going to learn. And this has been your Kinky Minute.
Well, thank you, Kiki. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
No, I definitely recommend y'all go to that. I won one with a horse. Good. I am reminded of Fireship, who his ongoing shtick because he reviews like tech, particularly programming and development news, but he also reviews just tech news in general. And whenever he has a new toy, specifically an AI thing to mess with, he always tries to make a horse dating app with it. So using svelte runes and stuff like that. I find the entire exercise hilarious. So I definitely recommend Fireship's YouTube video. He already is popular enough, but watch it if you want. If you want to see the escapades of trying to make a horse dating app. So let's go ahead and take our image now that we have of Orbi. I am going to go ahead. Nay, I don't want to see that. Nay. Let's go ahead and copy. And I want to include that this image inside of Orbi's character portal entry. You can see there's been a lively discussion of between iTrollFree and Drolanak over Orbi here. There's a couple of videos as well. But I want to make sure that anything that uses this character, I want to make sure that I also update the character portal so that Drolanak gets a ping. Everybody gets a ping who submits something to the character portal if their character gets used. I just highly recommend getting into this practice because you have to do it manually. One day I hope that there's a mechanism that can do this more automatically, but I for now it's just something that we're gonna run off of your all's due diligence to submit this stuff. So now that we have Orbi here, that means we got a link, copy image address, And now I can use Orby however I want inside of this space. Because I can just let's do this inside of the website this time, because I feel like we've kind of glossed over all the website's UI benefits this stream. So what I can do now is I can actually hold this image down and drag it to any kind of image function that's here. So we have omni-referencing, style referencing, image prompts, and starting frame. Let's use it as an omni-reference with version 7 right now. So I'm going to say the exact same prompt we had earlier, which is a sentient magical orb wearing a hat in a dark cavern and red cavern. We're going to have to give him an action here. That's cute, Drill. That's cute, Lolo. Good job. But what we're going to need, wait, he says we need a propaganda style poster saying post in the character portal or else, or something like that. Yeah, we definitely need to encourage it more. But let's go ahead and try to describe this character here. So a sentient magical orb wearing it's wearing a hat. Let's say a wizard's hat. A witch hat. Let's say a witch hat. A witch hat in a dark red cavern. Let's give it an action for the character as well. So let's say that they are... we've done a lot of running with this one, so let's do let's just do a little jig, a little dance. Okay, he's dancing while wearing a witch hat in a dark red cavern. We'll set the aspect ratio to 16:9, and there is one parameter that's important for our omni referencing, which is omni weight. It works very similarly to character weight, but it can go up to 1,000. We are referencing the character, the background, all these different elements. We probably want to be a little higher than default, so I'm going to go with omniweight 225. If we really want just a loose reference, we'll drop that number lower. If we the closer or the higher above 500 that we go, we get into weird spaces. So I'm going to go with 225 to start. And we're not going to use any profiles or anything just yet. I just want to see what we get off of this result here. And then we'll decide if we want to start incorporating profiles or not. And we still have the entire VC Create to go through today, guys. So we're just going to be messing around with Orby for a second here, and seeing if we are able to capture this scene now a little bit more. Like what was recommended in the character portal, he'll oftentimes have arms that we have to get rid of with the editor. But he is doing exactly what we asked inside of a dark red cavern that looks very similar to the one that we made in Niji 6. So there you go. Dancing is 1 foot up apparently, but now the lighting is all correct. You see that this is the benefit of doing the cleanup on the lighting, is that we get better lighting with the results. I do like this. It kind of reminds me of kind of like a Pac-Man character. Oh yeah, when he's red, be very scared. Be very scared. I'm reminded of the smiley face. There's a horror game where you're stuck in a room with a smiley face, and it's like from a Japanese developer, like indie developer. It went all over streaming stuff a couple years ago, but I would have to. It's a weird name. It has this really, really fun 8-bit music behind it, though. Spooky stuff. But we need to remove the hands in order to make this something that works. So let's first do a variation subtle on this, just so we could see what sort of variations we get off of this composition. If we did a variation strong, it'll allow the character art, it'll allow the scene to change pretty dramatically, including the camera angles. But if we did a variation subtle, it oftentimes keeps the composition. So the character's always in the same spot, the depth of the scene is about the same, so on and so forth. So we'll just pick the one that we feel like is a little closer to Orby. And I think the second one's going to be where it's at, but we'll see. Just about done. And there we go. So I do like the second one. And the fourth one's pretty good too, but I think the second one's is gonna bring it home for us. So let's go ahead and now hit editor. It is kind of funny that the arms are like broomsticks with little like plastic hands at the end of it. And I love how the arm sticks out from the orb here. Like, wouldn't it be funny if he like his idea of hands is just gloves filled with straw? You know, like just like a broom that has gloves at the end of it. But for the sake of following the character portal entry here, I'm going to remove the hands. So we'll use the editor for that. And then we could just hit it's an orb. We'll just remove any aspect of the prompt that describes it as a character. So we'll just hit submit on it being an orb. And once we have this, we'll run this video and then add it to the list. And you notice I'm very selective when it comes to what I'm using, like what I'm trying to do here. And by writing as just an orb, it still really wants to encourage this to be a character. I still think handless characters is goofy. It reminds me of the robots from Death Stranding. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I do think the idea of like a handless thing is more cute too. So let's go with this. Now he does have this little stick here, because symmetry is super. It's a strong aspect of Midjourney. Once we have one gone, it really shouldn't encourage the other one to be there if we just in paint this again. So we'll give this a quick in paint, and then we should be good. If I use the profiles, that's the problem. Is sometimes the profiles will encourage anthropomorphism. Like if there's a character in virtually every image of your mood board, it tries to always throw characters in there. So if you're trying to edit an object or a person, it can sometimes just throw a face in there if you have too many people in your mood boards. So this is just an easy way to do it. Is just go for a non-character word or just no prompt at all, like empty quotes, void prompt it in order to get us something like this. But this is good. Let's go ahead and upscale that. Post in the character portal. Yes, that's awesome. All right. Once that's done upscaling, and thanks for linking that again, Kiki. Once that's done upscaling, we will render this as a video and then move on to the next ones from VC Create. For anyone that is new here, you can find VC Create just above the stage. You'll see VC Create and VC Text. We have 10 videos waiting for us already, but we got more to go through here. Thank you all for being such loud propagandists for the Gnarly Studios server. One of the reasons you see people being so like excitable about it and trying to get as many people to be in it is because it's just so much more fun with a crowd. It's so much more fun to have a lot of people throwing their original characters in there. So we always encourage people to join up and start messing around with stuff. Doesn't cost you anything. It's just your Midjourney subscription that you're using. So and there's a lot of people there that'll be able to help make things that are much bigger than just the images or the single videos you get off of Midjourney. So now let's grab this result that we have here, this new version of Irby, and I'm going to hit copy image, and then also paste that into the character portal entry for Orby. So now we have this. And we will run this inside of VC Create. This time I'll show you how to run video as code. So we're going to hit copy image address on this. And then we hop into VC Create. We're going to hit /imagine. We are going to paste our image into the front of the prompt. And this will use it as a starting frame. And we will say that this is a dancing magical orb wearing a witch hat. Does a little jig for you. And now we write hyphen video, and that should be it. It'll take the aspect ratio of that image that's in the front of the prompt and just go from there. It's also why it's super important to run things as wait, discovering Midjourney. Oh my god, it's crazy. Discovering gnarly scooters. Oh my god, they are crazy. Yeah, we are. We certainly are. Okay, we finally got a video running of Orby dancing in that cavern, so I'm going to go ahead and keep moving on. That is pretty accurate, though, Fungi Mancer. We are pretty wild. I shall make more effort towards doing this. Awesome. Okay, so we got a couple other really gorgeous shots here. I do like the third one a bit. I do like the second one the most, so let's upscale that one. Any ones that I upscale are going to show up at the very bottom of the list, which means I'm going to run them as videos after we go through all these. But it is any ones you guys upscale, I'll run off right off the bat. The horn for a nose at the top of this gnome's head is just making me laugh. I know that one is from earlier, but oh man, that's goofy. I also like the face here, the sneaky one here. This week's challenge is Gnarly Studios propaganda posters. Yes, please do it. We didn't do a challenge last week. We had a lot of stuff come up. It was a bit of a hectic time, so I didn't get a weekend challenge for you guys this weekend. But I do like the idea of propaganda posters. That's a really fun idea. Maybe we'll do that. Nose is an absolute classic in my book. Yeah, it is. Let's go for okay. I do like that this is like these huts inside of a giant cavern that's here. Again, I do think these butterflies and birds are going to give us some issues, but I'm going to just go ahead and animate this on low motion. We'll just send it. We'll do it live. Okay. I do again. I just really like this first one here in terms of the sort of dynamic composition that's here, but I'm not really getting too inspired by these necessarily. My dog just coughed something up. Hey, buddy, you okay? Okay, he's fine. Let's see here. He found the treats that he wasn't supposed to have yet. Okay, let's take a look at Alistair's results here. The magic shown on the fourth one is so cool. I do like that she has these two butterflies that pop up in her hands. Oh, I can't pick between these two. Ah! I'm going to go with the fourth one. It has just the fun magical particle effects. Gotta go with it. Let's do that. Yeah, the magic one. Do the one with magic, Dad. All right, let's go. I just love these sort of like quieter moment ones with the alleyway run, but I know we got to move on from that. So, okay, the guard drops his staff and runs up the stairs for a distance. He doesn't do the dropping of the staff, which I'm not too surprised about, but I do like the third one though has this kind of goofy profile turn, and then turns around. I think when it comes to this, it would help a lot to describe the medium for it. So this is definitely not an anime, but let's go ahead and re-roll this and say that this is let's go for zany Western cartoon slapstick depicting the guard dropping his staff and runs up the stairs into the distance. You might want to split these actions in two in order to really encourage this, but it is something that I feel like just by adding the zany Western slapstick, cartoon slapstick, I think it might help. So let's go ahead and submit that. Oh, this is the one with the 4 characters he had earlier. Grandpa's telling the stories again. Yeah, you upscaled the third one already. That's the only one that I was going to do too. Okay, good. Whoa! They're all like in kind of like whoa shock face there. I didn't. Let's see. Let's keep moving on. And I know that you guys are going to see a lot of like ones with multiple characters that are all like in these rows, because I have a feeling that one of these profiles that are in here from Goem is it's like a character sheet, a bunch of character sheets in him where the poses are all largely like standing, like people standing there at different angles, which if you multiply that up and then add it to this profile, it tends to do this, in my opinion. See, it's a lot of the backs of characters, the sides of characters, so on and so forth. That's a negative with using profiles, in my opinion. Is sometimes you can get too pigeonholed like that. But let's see. Did Grandpa stop telling stories yet? No, he's still telling stories. Actually, one is a watercolor one is a Moody style board. No character reference boards there. Really? None, huh? Huh. I wonder why then. Just a bit odd. It might be probably just because I'm prompting characters plurally. It might be that, yeah. Ooh, you got a good dark one of the gnomes here. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I definitely like the fourth one. Let's upscale that. Okay, let's take a look at this video here. I do like the animation, like the character art the way the animation is on the fourth one is great. Now, we need to figure out what's going on with this pike in the back, because that's clearly breaking all of this, right? So, like, if I bump myself back up on this result here, I saw it earlier. Here, this is what I'll do. I'll copy this message link so that I can come back to this one really quickly later. Yes, more propaganda posters. Do it. But I want to go back up to this original image here. But I copied the message link earlier, so I'll be able to hop back up pretty quick. I won't get lost again. I'm not going to get lost in the weeds again, okay? Just need to find that one with the brightly lit castle in front of it. Okay, I'm not finding it. So let's go ahead and just jump ourselves back to where we were. Okay. So, Senior Turkey, if you have the original image for this one, post it inside of VC text so that I can mess with this one too, because I feel like if I just inpaint the pike out of his left hand, it's going to help a lot. The stick. It's the stick that's causing all the problems. We got Rhapsody. The angry animate and drawing emote. Yep. Good. Good. Did any of you animate this one? No. Okay, I'll do it for you. I'm just going to run it as is. With the low motion, I'm actually going to get rid of the entire prompt. I'm just going to run this as a blank prompt. All right. Victor, you got to show this. What is this? Copy link. I'm going to check it off. I know it's in my server, so I'm not worried about it, but I'm just going to check it off site here real quick. Oh, okay. All right. It's a Rhapsody video, so let's take a look. Oh, God. Oh, hold on. I gotta lower the audio, though.
I tried. I wanted to be strong. I'm sorry. Goodbye.
Okay, good. Yes, that's an exact depiction of what happened today. Amazing. I love that. Absolute cinema. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you feel free to send the Oscar claps inside of the voice text chat, because that was absolute cinema. Great job. Good. All right. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. That was exactly the idea, Ed. Perfect. I'm glad we got to Rhapsody right at that moment you sent that to. That's good. I do like mischievous male golem here, but let me see here. No, you jumped over my poster. I jumped over your poster. Where's your poster? I see a robot. Here in the channel. No, okay, on the this one here. I see. No, not reporting unidentified beings into this character portal is a crime. There you go. Yes. Also gorgeous art, of course, but the gotta love the beings. It's just alien bees. Good job. Thanks, Raps. Okay, let's upscale a couple of these golems too, because they're too cute. It's just me being German and not knowing how to write that. No, you're just a real big fan of the Bee movie. That's all. You just like jazz, you know. Okay, let's see here. Yes, I want to animate this one for sure. Fantasy warlock cat girl with short, messy white hair, red eyes, red glasses, cat ears. Okay, let's give a little bit of an expansion here, because I feel like we need to keep showing off more of the editor here. So let's hit copy image address. I just don't like that the cat is cut off on this image. Okay, so let's fix that. We will go into the editor. So that's right. I totally jumped myself out of Midjourney there earlier. So let's go into edit. edit via URL, paste the URL for the image we want to edit. And it is a little weird when it comes to the editor. You have to do cropping in 2 steps. You have to expand horizontally first or vertically first, and then the opposite after that. So first vertical, then horizontal, or vice versa. So I want to go a little taller. So let's first do that. I'm going to come up to here. In fact, let's set the go to move and resize and just set it to 4:3. Boom. And I'm going to position this image to about here. That's pretty good. And I'm just gonna say that this is in fact, we'll just base it off the original prompt here. Copy it first. And then I'm going to paste it, but I'm going to describe the rest of the scene here. So I'm going to say fantasy warlock cat girl. And it's the warlock, by the way. It's the that's generally speaking, that's a male, gendered term. So that's why we're getting the male golem right now. So I'll say that this is a fantasy warlock with a white cat in a fantasy catlock. But I'll say with a white cat in a medieval alleyway. And we'll just submit that. Now, for anyone that's not familiar with this, the editor is actually using version 6. It is not using version 7 in order to make your edits, which means that what's actually happening here is that it's we're looking at a bit of a Frankenstein between version 7 and version 6. That includes Niji 6. So you can use Niji to kind of fill in the gaps of your image if you want to. It's not as good as version 6 is at doing that, though. But you certainly can. You're like holding the cat like it's a parrot. But let's see here. I really want to make sure that the cat kind of makes... So let's put the cat on top of a barrel. All right. So with a white cat standing on a barrel in a medieval alleyway, because otherwise I do like the idea that that you're just holding it like he's gonna all right, boys, sick him. Go get her, kind of a thing. And it's just the most menacing thing is your cat. You're familiar, but okay. So let's see, on top of a barrel. That's it right there. All right, good. But we want to make sure the cat is a little more naturally placed here, I think. So let's see here. I'm just going to edit, go into paint, and I am just going to get rid of the upper half of the barrel so that it kind of reimagines the shoulders and the arms of where the arms of the cat are being placed, because I feel like it's trying to justify those kind of weird arm shoulders, like the second weird shoulder that's here on the cat. So let's get rid of it having to justify that and make it justify something else entirely. In order to make this a bit cleaner. So let's just also encourage the hallucination of a tail here, and now we'll submit this. And then we'll see what it do. All right, let's take a look-see. Okay, yeah, that's a lot better right there. Look, it did exactly what I thought I was going to do. Hallucinate tail, redo the arms, that kind of thing. There's still a little bit of a chunk on the arm here, though, so I'm going to try that one more time. Just kind of also include the cheek a little bit here. And make it with a cat that's about to pounce on a barrel. But a cat that's about to pounce. I'll just get rid of we already have all the background described and good in the scene, so we'll go from there. Lady Nameless as the Gnarly Studios mascot there. It's great. Oh yeah, and a bee should totally be flying to her shoulder asking her if she likes jazz, and then she burns the bee. Let's see here. New shoulder, yep. I'm going to go, I think that one's pretty good. That one's good. I think that we're not even going to worry too much about making sure that we can see the other arm. I think this is good. Let's go for that. And submit. Oh, no, that's right. Upscale. Not submit. is it this one or this one that I'm going to go with? He's a bit chunkier right there. I'm going to go with that one. Upscale to gallery. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. I am. We have something that we do at the end of our streams called the show after the show, where you can come onto the stage and talk with us and share what projects you're doing and just hang out. Instead of all listening to my annoying voice for an hour or two, we can hear each other, all of each other's voices as we discuss, argue, whatever we want to talk about. For the most part, we're down with. So you do that by joining the Gnarly Studio server, and then as soon as this stream is done, you'll see us all hop into the voice chat there, where you can come and voice your opinion or share whatever you're up to. So we all get to make annoying noises. Yeah, you all get to be the in Dumb and Dumber, you all get to be that running off and making annoying noises. but not to encourage that. But yes, it is technically possible. But yes, we have now this upscaled. We have this. So I'm going to go ahead and run this as a video. So we're going to copy image URL, come back into this. This is where we started here. I'm going to say, well, what do we want? What do we want Gome the Warlock to do? With his cat here. I do like that he was in his hand, but the cat's now sitting on a barrel. So let me know what you think. I will go ahead and already start describing this, though. We're going to say that this is a retro anime, a fantasy-themed retro anime depicting a warlock cat. I'm going to say cat boy. I'm sorry. I'm going to say cat boy because that's clearly a male. We're going to say with their ferocious white cat familiar. And this is just describing the image we're seeing. It's not giving any new actions necessarily beyond the word ferocious for the cat. I would say that this is the main character negotiates with us. And that should encourage a little bit of like charisma or otherwise like a little bit of drama, a little bit of acting on the part of this character. Because if it's the main character, tends to be the most well animated, tends to be the most effort, most amount of money put in, blah 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 blah. So let's give that a go. Now we have to say this is a video. There we go, and then submit. Okay, let's move on. That's all the stuff we were doing earlier. Oh yeah, sorry. I like the fourth one on this one a lot. This was our running animation. This was before we swapped to a more drawn aesthetic. Okay, yeah, we already animated that one. That one's really cool. I like this this animation you have here of this. And extending it when you have remix mode on lets us edit what we're extending, right? So like we have this scene here of a cute fantasy warlock cat girl. And it would be neat if when she showed her other hand there that she like had maybe a red flame to complement, like she could be like Icy Hot from My Hero, right? Something like that. But I think that we should probably go with if we just extend on, like if we see what happens here, it's kind of like a bit of a snap. She's explaining her powers kind of a thing. And then we could just say that extend on high motion, cat girl with short messy hair. And then we'll say that this is uses a frostbite spell, or uses a frostbite magic on us. And you see me oftentimes personifying the camera as a person, as us, as we, as some sort of description of our eyes being the eyes that are the camera. This is just through my personal experience, guys. This is not like anything like it's necessarily official, but I try to I usually get better results if I describe the camera in a way that makes it sound like we are experiencing these things ourselves. Just saying, using frostbite magic on us should make the action be shot towards camera in a way. So let's go for that. Yeah, towards the viewer, towards the audience. Now, anytime you start to describe the audience as a character, it'll try to incorporate, like, this is what happens with me most likely. And it happens more often when image prompting than video prompting. But if I say things like, we see, like, to the audience's surprise or anything like that is going to just create a crowd in the image. I sometimes use you. Yeah, that makes sense. Anything described, it can and will create. Exactly, yeah. So if you say the camera switches to a wide angle lens, it'll literally put a camera into your frame and then show the lens being removed. Like that's what we don't want. Instead, we could say that our vision widens to a worm's eye view, that kind of thing, and then suddenly we're very low looking up at a wide angle. Okay, so the character is facing Gompas, exactly the part of the prompt I use on a daily basis. Good. My cat is screaming, so I'm going to have to feed her in a minute. But it is almost time for the show after the show. So I'm going to upscale. Like, I see you guys already re-rolled this one. That's good. Let's see what the re-roll is here. This is us doing it with the retro anime, dark fantasy retro anime, right? And yeah, we're getting a lot closer to what we want to do there. But let's keep moving on. I want to make sure we get through all of VC Create before I finish here today. Ooh. Oh, I love what our fantasy profiles can do with your all's profiles on top of it. It's so remix mode. Hey, it's the flower girl. Let's go ahead and upscale these two. Okay. I do like, yeah, you got the whole scene. You got the whole setup. That's so good. Who did this? I troll for you, of course. Let's go ahead and just animate these. I'm just gonna send it. Oh, we're at Grumpy Cat. We're almost there, guys. We're almost caught up. I want to make sure we animate these as well. We already have it already fully described inside the prompt, so I'm going to just submit these as well. Get some HD renders for you guys today. Here's our Grumpy Cat. Okay, we're all caught up now. I'm going to also animate these. Both high and low. Okay. She is backstage wrangling cables, screenshots of high motion, intense anime movies. She's very angry from Rhapsody. I bet. Uncontrollable amounts of frustration with Discord, for sure. A new meme template from I Troll For You. It's very cute. We're going to move on, though. I like that you're animating that. Okay. All right. We got our first Grumpy Cat video. Okay, this is good. I love the first one a lot. So this one was animated on high motion, and this is low motion. This gives us a really good idea of what low and high motion's really good at doing. This fourth one is amazing because it really is expressive. It's really expressive for the cat, going from grumpy to curious to frustrated to like, you should feed me. There's nothing in my bowl. In fact, we should just composite a bowl into the bottom left corner of this video, and then that's all you need to make an upset cat. So you could use loop as well. It would give a similar result. It's so cute. Okay, let's animate these. Why are there nervous eyes on this image? I guess we'll find out. Okay. All right, the knights on a horse runs through the frame. This is the one that I upscaled earlier. That looks so good. Yen Deer vibes. I see. This was the animation of Rhapsody getting frustrated with her wires. Yeah, the holding of the cable is pretty cool on the second one here. The fourth one, though, is the most badass in my opinion, though, because it has like this, like, she's clearly carrying the cables, but her hair does clip through the cable, sadly. This would be a reroll for me, but I could see the third one got selected there. Magical electrical powers. Okay, cool. Let's keep moving on. Okay, let's just animate these as well. Every one of the ones you guys upscaled, I'm going to animate. Screw it. Let's do it. Rhapsody taking crystals from the mines without grading them is a crime and will be sentenced to forced labor. Yes. We do have a fun, loose anime plot that you guys are welcome to add on to as well. Anytime you add things to the character portal, it becomes fodder for our shared fantasy universe that we're all making together. There is no like concrete anything just yet. It is kind of like do whatever you want. It is just a relatively generic fantasy story, so it's really easy for other people to hop into and get started. But we will eventually hone down into a more concrete story. We already have a couple comics up over at spellbroke.com that you're welcome to check out. But overall, the series itself it's definitely in development. Let's take a look at a couple more of these, and then I think we're just about done here today. Okay, so this is the last video results that we got for today. Oh, this is the one with the gnarly creature thing that's here. I do like the third result. It's probably the best out of the three here. That's okay. Yeah, you immediately upscaled it. Okay, you're on the same page as me, guys. Good. Dark fantasy anime depicting the Divergent Hollow, a tavern in the magical underbelly of the city of Phantasma. Okay, this is what I'm going to ask you guys to do. With the character portal, you can also submit locations. I want to hear more about this location. Okay, and so we can do that by saying, hey, this is a character that we're submitting, or a location we're submitting. I think the third result's probably the best in terms of continuity. The characters seem like they all make sense and are doing the right thing, so let's go for that. And when I get to there, let's go ahead and just. I know that I'm at the frog thing, so I'm going to come back to the frog. Oh my god, there's so much more. Oh my god. Oh god. Okay. Let's speed run the next couple of them because oh my god, there's so many of them from you guys. Okay. Let's see. Oh my god, there's so many. Victor, you ain't even half done? Oh no. I might have to continue this one later. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we're going to be here all night. Yeah, probably. I see the lights. We're close to the Chroma Caverns. Yes, you are. You are very close to the Chroma Caverns right now inside of our fantasy world. But yes, this whole place, the Divergent Hollow. Please make a character portal entry for it. So that we can do things like establish that this is the entrance for the tavern, that kind of thing. But I'm gonna keep going because oh my god, there's so much from you guys. I'm probably gonna run a little. We'll see what we get. I can see there's the meme template. I'm gonna animate this one as well. Why not? So much good to see. Yeah, there is. Oh god, I might lose my voice in the process, but I'm all down for it. Let's go. Oh, more with the cat. There's more cat here. Composite all the things. Yes, exactly. Crazy good stuff tonight. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna have a lot of fun here. Lots of good materials here. Oh, we got the crystal. I sometimes jokingly call him the Crystal Commander, just because I have a GI Joe mind, right? You went dark. The second one's badass though. Look at the ending frame on that. Like just taking that last frame is awesome. So I'm upscaling that one. Just more Orby Bean orbs. All right, let's keep going here. Halfway there. Oh, magical sentient blue orb. Okay, yeah, this is more V7 stuff. Okay, yeah, just keep working on that. Yes, exactly. I definitely. I'm not going to go through the whole removing arms thing again, but yes, keep going with these. Is this just the orb rolling on the ground? Did he get his hat get knocked off and he fell off his little pedestal legs? Okay, we upscaled this one. I really want to see this one animated too. So let's go ahead and do that. Animation will also tend to improve the image too. Like, it's just crazy what Midjourney Video can do in terms of just the utility behind it. Okay, here he is dancing. We got our little dancy Orby here. That's so good. Okay, yes, let's upscale the second one here, and I'm definitely going to include that in his character portal entry. Here's the upscale with the magic but I want to see this more. I want to see more of the purple magic. So let's go for animate on high motion because I have an idea for this. Let's do a snap zoom out as she as purple. I would say pink, purple pink, magical particles emit from her hands, and then I'll say wispy action. I'll say wispy pink action line, purple pink action lines flow around her. Now, the reason why I'm saying snap zoom out, if you're not familiar with what, I mean, I would imagine you guys are familiar with what a zoom is. But a snap zoom is actually a mechanical thing on a camera. When you're zooming normally, you either have a digital button or a physical button that's just going to slowly pull you in and out of the scene. Like you zoom in, zoom out. But if you are snap zooming, it's actually a mechanism that locks the camera to a specific point to where it's got to zoom to. So whenever you see the moment, like it's like a sudden super close up in someone's face, or you're just seeing a character walking and you snap zoom out to see the entire establishing shot, that's because they pre-decided where that zoom, or where the zoom was on the lens, and then said lock to this moment if I turn this dial. So the snap zoom is largely just based on how fast the camera operator can move to the point of the snap. There's an automated snap zoom where you can click a button and it moves as fast as possible, but that's on more expensive lenses and cameras. It's just a lot easier to go, hey, put a little nub here on the lens, and then when we get to that point, just stop, lock my focal point there. That's what a snap zoom does. So if we say snap zoom out, it's going to be a pretty dramatic zoom that happens. So I am snap judging. You should be. Please. Snap-a-zoo? Sorry, you keep hearing. That's probably my weird accent, my weird Kentucky Flemish accent. But yeah, let's see here. Snap-a-zoo. But we're just going to extend this and hopefully see a lot more magic. I don't know. Why is Stalin here? That's the propaganda stuff from you guys. Of course it is. Okay. Stalin doesn't belong in our fantasy world. But let's say there's a little car in this one. But the most useful for us is in fact the third one here. So I'm going to go for that. Okay, this is the one where I said the cartoon slapstick. So let's see how much better this one is. He kind of hits the box in the third one. I mean, the second one is kind of the most interesting because he throws it down, but he throws out something else afterward as well. And it's a spotlight on him. So we might want to actually change the spotlight on him because it's clearly a spotlight. Like it looks like something that wants to encourage it as a spotlight. But I'm going to go with the first one's probably the most accurate to our intent. We have a little bit of zaniness with the woo, and then coming back up. And he actually puts the stick down on the block there. Everything is accurate about what we asked it to do. So I'm going to go for the first one there. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, I did like this one, too. So let's just say that this is a high motion. And we're going to say that this one is panning to the left. We are... the beast is slain. And this is just going to move the camera slightly to the left and reveal a dead creature of some sort. That's what I'm seeing here. That's the moment I'm understanding here. It's definitely not understanding the bandage on the front of the face with this prompt. You would definitely want to lean more towards yeah, like this, like a void prompt where it's just not actually describing any sort of speaking or anything that could hint towards speaking. So void prompt works for that one. I was just curious what this one was going to do. So let's go ahead and hit animate on these. I'm actually going to get rid of the prompts entirely except for low and high motion. This looks like a risky animate. Yeah, it probably is. Well, we'll see what happens. Hey, look, it's Gal. All right, this is Gal. This is Gal from our character portal here. He's looking a little wonky, but it's good. It's fine. It's just the profiles that are heavily manipulating on top of Niji 6 being used. But the fourth one's the most fun. You already upscaled it, so let's keep moving. The fourth one where he's just like, oh no, I did something stupid, didn't I? That's what I'm seeing here. So let's upscale that one. Okay. Orby again. Remove the arms and then we'll animate it. Any of these fun? I like. Yeah, you already upscaled the. Okay, I see. Good. We'll animate that one too. I love what you can see or imagine with any strange scene. I know, right? It's so fun. It's just it's most of the fun I have here is just going like, oh, let's imagine what justified this image. What's the world we're building here today? This is cool. I love this. I didn't even see this one properly. Okay, yes, we're definitely animating that one of Gal. Now, I will submit this one to Gal's character portal entry. So let's go ahead and do that with with just a copy paste here. So I posted that one already. Nice. Okay, good. Awesome. Thank you for doing that. So let's keep moving. The glowing orb swirling in his hand, background lightning, swirling magical powers. Yeah, I mean, I know we use a lot of Midjourney images here. There's nothing really stopping us from using any image inside of a Midjourney video prompt, but we'll definitely dabble with that probably on Black Friday more than anything, because I will be streaming on Black Friday. So the day after Thanksgiving is Black Friday. Since I tend to wear black every damn day, and this is kind of within my image here, it's the buy nothing day. Exactly, yeah. Why don't you protest capitalism by by prompting a bunch of stuff with me that day instead? Black Friday, I can wear the black outfit again. Exactly, yeah. It's just, I think it would be a lot of fun to do a stream where we focus on just maybe doing as much of the opposite of what Black Friday has become, and make it our own holiday, you know. Okay, let's keep moving. I'm gonna animate this one as well. All these risky ones from Golem, I'm gonna animate. But then we're gonna be just about done with today, I think. Let's go ahead and submit these, and then we'll catch up with the rest of them later on. I have no idea what these are gonna do. We're gonna just run these as blank prompts and see what we get. Russian propaganda posters for Black Friday. Yeah, I think AI propaganda is probably not the greatest thing for us to lean on, but I do like the enthusiasm. Okay, here's the main character speaking to us with the cat. I like this a lot, actually. I think there's a lot of really great character animation that's happening here already. I can see so much potential from just the voice acting side of this to go from here. So let's go for the third one. I love that, actually. So let's upscale that one. Moose. More male cat boy. Okay, yes, this is the extension that we did, I believe. So this was like frostbite magic or something, but it will loop. It'll loop it twice, so we have to watch it twice. Oh, that's cool. That is freaking cool. All right, hold on a second. Let's see which one of these four we like the most, because I like a lot of them. 100% organic AI art? Yeah. Which one do you guys like the most? I think it's the third one. I think it's the third one that I like the most, but I'm not sure yet. Oh no, the third one's too stiff. I end up just kind of staring at these results because I get easily distracted by like multiple, results like this. But now I'm on the fourth of the first one. You love the third one because it's so stiff, right? Yeah. Like she's not even thinking about it. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with the first one. Just so that I have, yeah, exactly, yeah. Troll for you and I. The only reason is I think that it has the strongest potential for continuing as well. Oh, what book does she have? That's my question here. Is what is this fair maiden doing? What is she offering? Is she offering free snacks? Because she kind of reminds me of someone that's like hustling cheese. So let's go ahead. It's Flora's temptress with the cheese. I'm gonna just animate these ones as well. This is remix mode was the only prompt here, so I'm just gonna run this as a blank prompt. Yeah, and this is our Grumpy Cat extension. Good. Okay, yes, and this is the Nards walking past our little ninja character here. Let's see, which one do I like of these the most? I do like the camera, but it's too wonky on the fourth result. I think if we cut out the very beginning of the first one, or no, we'll just use the whole first one. The first one's good. Let's do that. This is the other cat we upscaled, yeah. This is another version of this. Probably with low motion on, because you notice that this character on the right side doesn't move at all. Which could be good for different reasons, but I think for our cases, the first one of the early one is fine. All right, this is the running towards camera. Let's see. I know we did a couple runs of these, so let's see. Okay, the second one's amazing because the characters are talking to each other while running. We could totally ad-lib a comedy, like a discussion point with these characters here. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, cool. Let's go for that one. I just realized their weapons don't make a lot of sense, but that's fine. We'll make it work. And the second one as well on that one is good too. Last one. Yeah, moving on. Ooh, oh yes. There's something super dangerous about this girl. Like the fact that I'm tempted to trust her for a half second. Looks like a Nard's fitness training regime. I can see that. Like this is a poison character. This is a character that's like a really pretty, like a really pretty flower that in fact is like full of either a pretty flower or like I don't know, like an arachnid or something like that. Like I just see something kind of wicked, but like hidden in beauty. A squid beneath the waist. There you go. Let's upscale the first one. This is the high motion. I can already tell. Yeah, let's get rid of. Let's move on from that. I appreciate the shout outs to all the people who randomly prompted VC Create not related to the stream. Thank you for letting them know, Gom. And now you have the ninja guy kind of chasing the Nards here. That's cool. It's because the direction of their running and stuff doesn't make much sense for the original image. That's it. As soon as you have any issues with the original image doing some wonky stuff, it will not work for video like these. All right, so this is the one that we upscaled. That I'm like, we got to make this into a tavern scene. So we can do that pretty easily by copying the video URL. So if I come back to our video results here, inside of midjourney.com, this is going to be a little bit of spoilers for the videos that we have coming up. But I want to grab the one of the the tavern that we saw earlier. Oh, okay. I upscaled it, so it's only here. We could use this as a URL. If Imager lets us do this as well, we could upload the video to Imager and then use it as a URL there. But for the sake of this, I'm actually just going to copy message link, and then we will share that inside the character portal later. So, not gonna rush it. Let's see. We have our. Oh yeah, that was the one with the end frame that I wanted to mess with as well. I think we're gonna run out of time in order to get most of this stuff done, so I'm just gonna speed run the next ones, and then we'll jump over to the show after the show. So let's do the first one here. I love this teacher like character. I get an educator out of this, like someone who wants to teach you the ways of something or another. But okay, all right, moving on. You put Victor in here. I love that. But that's gonna bring me down a whole different rabbit hole here. This is the straight up. Whoa, this is awesome. I'm gonna animate these ones as well. We will not go through this one. I don't think we'll get to that, but we're gonna get. Yeah, let's keep going here. Oh, there's so much potential in these. There's such good results that we got this stream. Like this one, I would cut the bottom right one down just a little bit, but she's got some really fun like exaggerations in her expressions when she's really emoting here. So I'm gonna definitely go with this third one here. This is like Radio Play City on these ones. So good. So much good voice description. Gnarly After Dark. I like that second. You already upscaled it. Damn it. It's so good. Yes. Yes. I love the messiness of all of this. This is exactly how I want it. Please, is this already in my character portal? Because if it's not, I'm going to put it right now. So let's go into that. I'm just going to confirm really quick. Character portal. Victor. There is... Oh, that's Victor E. Hold on a second. I have to turn off fantasy. Monster. Not that one. Okay, you guys have uploaded other ones already. So if I search for just Victor up here... Victor. It's a little confusing because there's two search bars. There's a search bar under the character portal and a search bar under Discord. Do not use the Discord search. Just use the one inside of the character portal. And now we get this one. Yeah, awesome. And I'll just paste it here. I just love that. That's just an awesome result. Okay. All right. I'm going to call it here, guys. This is a good point because we have a lot of other stuff that we haven't gotten to yet, like including this extension and stuff like that. But I want to move on to the show after the show and start hearing from you guys directly. I feel like we have a lot of potential here to dig through what we've had before. So I'm going to use Alistair's magic result. You can see that the snap zoom didn't get fully realized here. But it is something that I'm going to use as a point where we could just take off from the next stream. So next Friday, we will start off from this moment here, and we will start to cut together a nice little fantasy moment for us all to mess with. Does that sound good to you guys? If it doesn't, be honest with me and just tell me inside of either the show after the show or VC Text that you want to see something different next time, and we will do that. I just know that we have a lot of fantasy fans here, so it would be good. Hear from me if you can. Yes, exactly. Hopefully Rhapsody will be there for next week, assuming Discord doesn't, completely, crap out again like it did today. So thank you guys so much for joining the stream. Please join the show after the show on the Gnarly Studio server. You can find links for it inside of VC Text. And thank you so much for Kinky and AC for making this all happen here today. And
Thank you.
No, thank you guys so much. And we will see you all next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.